Hey y'all, welcome back to the Broken Man Fix YouTube channel. I'm Brian. Um, Originally when I did this channel, I did it with the intent that I was going to be putting out a video about once a week and and sharing like my thoughts, my journey, everything else that's going on with me and stuff like that. So did it for about 4 weeks in a row, and then life happened. Life gets in the way. It does what it does. So I kind of had to take like a little bit of a hiatus because I had to just take care of some stuff. Not really anything I'm really ready to discuss or talk about. But I was sitting here today and I was like, man, I need to make a video. I could really make a video. So coming to you today live from my job in Springfield, Missouri. It's a absolutely gorgeous day. It's like 74, 75 degrees right now. Amazing breeze going. There's no humidity. It absolutely feels just insanely good. And so yeah, I want to tell you guys about some cool stuff that's going on with me, things that I'm doing. So last week I turned the big 4-6. It was my birthday, and then I realized that I am now closer to my 50s than I am to my 40s. Closer to my 50s than I am to my 30s, which is really scary. Because remember when you were like 25 and you thought about like a 50-year-old man and you were like, that's an old man. I remember when I was like 21, I thought about a 40-year-old man. That's an old man. And now I'm like, nah, I'm not old, right? I'm not old. Yeah, I make noises I didn't used to make, and I have to pee like 400 times a night, and then I don't like modern music, and I yell at kids for walking on the grass. I'm kidding. I don't yell at kids for doing anything. So regardless, so I'm desperately fighting getting old. But as a birthday present to myself, I went and took a trip, and I went to really extremely northwestern British Columbia, or not northwestern, northeastern British Columbia. It was, oh my gosh, it was soul changing. There was a part of me that I didn't know was still there. Like inside of me, I thought it was dead and gone and everything else like that was just opened up, and the sense of peace that I felt, tranquility and calmness, and just like a spiritual love and everything else like that I had was just, it was so insanely intense. And I didn't realize how much stress and strain I've been carrying around with me all this time. So when I got up there, I kind of started to notice I was relaxing because I was really disconnected from the world. And I started to feel like I weighed like 100 pounds less. And then come time to come back to Springfield. The day I had to come back, I got on a plane, and my anxiety was insanely high. And it wasn't because of flying, because I'm not afraid of flying. I love flying. Flying is actually relaxing to me. But it was just the thought of coming back here. And it's nothing against the States. It's nothing against Southwest Missouri or any people that's here or anything else like that. I don't know why. I can't explain it. We're now 7 days out from when I had been there. And for the first 3 or 4 days, I went through a major bout of depression. Major bout of depression. But it's okay. That happens. You know, things come in waves and everything else like that when you're dealing with anxiety. And then I started to focus on all the good stuff that I actually have in my life, my blessings in my life and everything else like that. And I will tell you, I'm blessed. I've got an amazing support system around me. Have some people in my life that, honest to God, truly care about me unconditionally. And just the love that I feel is just so intense. I will tell you that I do feel like my heart was ripped in half, or part of it is left in British Columbia. And I do plan on going back quite a bit. Absolutely. And I'll make more videos about that later, but so that you guys can share in my experience, because it's cool. So one of the other things that I've done since I've been back here was, for the last couple of years I've been on a religious journey as well, trying to get closer back to closer to God and everything else like that, and what He wants me to do. And I've been doing a lot of philosophical, like just philosophical journeys, reading a lot, learning a lot. And one of the things I've Stoicism, I've talked about it a little bit before. I utilize Stoicism every day, practice Stoicism. I'm not a Stoic by any means, because there's a lot of Stoicism that is directly aligns with Christian thoughts, teachings, and principles. But then there's a lot of it that does not, does the exact opposite. So that's why I can't truly be a Stoic, but I can utilize Stoic principles and apply them to daily life. And as a Christian, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's the same way that, as a Christian, there's Buddhists. There's Buddhist principles that you should incorporate into your life. There's Hindu things that you should incorporate into your life. So I'm doing that. And one of the things that Stoics do, and this comes back all the way back from like Seneca and Marcus Aurelius, is they practice discomfort. Okay, they make sure that they practice discomfort. So practicing discomfort is an amazing tool, because we as people in society, we get way too comfortable being comfortable, and we forget what it's like to be in hard times. And right now in our country, it's a hard time, and I honestly believe it's going to get worse. And so you're going to have a lot of people that really, really freak out during the hard times. And if you don't get yourself used to being uncomfortable, stress inoculation, that's another term for it, it's really going to tear you down and break you. And so I do all sorts of stress inoculations, or practicing discomfort. I will take insanely cold showers, or I will go the exact opposite route. I'll take insanely hot showers, which I can't do. Hot showers, I don't know how women do it. Every woman I've ever known takes like boiling hot showers, and they're in there for like 45 minutes. I don't know how y'all do that, but I do it now just to put my system under some stress. I'll sleep on the ground. When it's cold outside, I'll put on a shorts and a sleeveless t-shirt, and I'll go spend as much time out there as I can. And if you know me, you know I hate the cold. So one thing that I'm doing, that I've started doing, to practice discomfort, and also is a devotion to God, and like a sacrifice to God, is a prolonged fast. And I've done fasting before. I've done 2-day fasts. I've done 7, 14, 21. I've done some really, really long fasts. Okay. And I originally had started fasting with the intent, I'm going to do like a 21 day. And I got to thinking about it and how easy it is at the end of 21 days, how easy you feel, or like how great you feel and everything else like that. And then I've watched a lot of videos and done a lot of research into some other people and stuff like that on some really prolonged fasts that they've done. 50 days, 60, 80, 90 days of fasting, and just the amazing effects it had on their body. And so I'm going to push myself to the breaking point, almost. I'm literally going to see how far I can go within reason. I have a numbers goal, and all throughout my weight loss journey and everything else like that, I have never set a number of a weight loss goal of what I want to hit, because I just care more about being healthy. Okay, I don't care what the scale says. I just want to know that I'm healthy. And so I don't pay attention to it. I measure my weight loss by my clothing, by my photos, everything else like that. And but one of the things that kind of sucks is I've lost so much fat all over my body, and I've done it the right way, so that I don't have like a ton of loose skin or anything else like that. But I have this pesky band of fat around my abdomen that no matter how much cardio I do, dieting, and I'm on a pretty strict diet, all that stuff, no matter what I do, I can't get it to go away. Can't get it to go down or anything else like that. I've always heard that abs are built in the kitchen. Not that I want abs, but I just don't want this band of fat being on there. And then also with my stomach surgery that I had last year due to getting sick, it's pretty jacked up. And so I'm hopeful that this prolonged fast will really, really eat away at that stuff. I want to see where I can get. I've watched a lot of these people when they do this, and they don't exercise when they do it whatsoever. And so, they look emaciated and depleted, and it's really kind of not healthy. And a lot of these people, they do just a straight water fast, which I personally don't agree with. I think just a straight water fast is probably pretty dangerous for you. It like a 5 or a 7 day just water fast, yeah, you're gonna be okay. But when you're talking like 50, 60 days of nothing but water, that to me, and just in my view, that's pretty dangerous. So I allow myself certain luxuries. I drink water. I still allow myself coffee because you guys don't want to see me without coffee. I'll literally, yeah. There's chapters of Revelation that ain't been written yet if what happens when I don't have coffee. I'm still going to take my workout supplements with the exception of protein. And then, my other vitamins and minerals and stuff like that, so that I'm not losing out on minerals. I'm not losing out on the vitamins and everything else like that. And then lots and lots and lots of salt. Lots of salt. Everybody says you got to be careful with salt. Salt's bad. Salt's terrible for you and stuff like that. No, it's not. Salt is one of those things that, just like anything in life, if you have too much of it, yeah, it's bad for you. Okay, but we all literally have to have salt to function. It's a carrier of electrical signals throughout our body. We have to have it. So, and one cool thing that I found, because I've done multiple fasts before, is when I first started doing it, and when I went on keto, when I went on carnivore and everything else like that, I would feel like dog crap for the first couple days. And everybody says, like, yes, keto flu and everything else. So what I've found, and from doing some research, talking to other people and stuff like that, it's primarily because you're depleted of electrolytes. And so the more electrolytes that you can intake during that time, it kind of, lessens the negative effects of that. And it makes it easier on you to process. And so, so I carry around this little salt shaker of pink Himalayan salt. And, just periodically throughout the day, just pop it in there and suck on it. One other thing that I found that's cool is in your first few days, you really struggle with hunger pains, with cravings and everything else like that. And so when you suck on salt, and I wish I knew the physiology behind it, when you suck on salt, it like tricks your body into thinking that you're eating and stuff, and so your cravings go away. Don't know how it works, but it does. And so I'm living off of salt, living off of caffeine, and living off of water, plus my vitamins, minerals, and stuff like that. So, and there's some really cool things that happen to your body when you do an extreme fast. The autophagy that sets in, where your body is just recycling its cells and cleaning out all the gunk, and you're detoxing and everything else like that, you literally feel amazing. And then right around like the day 10 to 12, you hit like this point of like mental clarity, and it's where your brain is starting to clear out. And it's starting to empty stuff, and all those little neural pathways are starting to fire just like they're supposed to, and everything's hitting on all cylinders, and it's pretty amazing. So I'm anxious to see at the end of this extremely long fast how I feel at that point. I have a number. For the first time since I started my weight loss, I've had a number that I want to reach, and that's the point that I'm going to stop, is when I hit this number. I have been over 300 pounds since I was 13. I think the summer I turned 13 was when I got like 302. And I'm 6'3". Used to be like right around 6'4", but back surgeries and age, you shrink. So I'm 6'3". And this right now, this is the least I've weighed primarily my entire life. I mean, aside from previous to that. And so, like today, I'm right around 296, 297, something like that. And I'm in this weird stage where I've plateaued. And so, like, I'll fluctuate back and forth, like anywhere from 5 to 10 pounds, depending on the week and stuff like that. And I think maybe that's like hormonal stuff or environmental stressors and everything else like that. But I have not been able to get below 285. Just have not, no matter what I do. And so I want to get down to around 235. I want to be at like 235 pounds, 240 at most. And I want to try to maintain there. With my build, I don't think I will look like it. I don't think it'd look right with if I got any smaller than that. My shoulders are like 5 miles wide, and my head is gigantic. And so if I got too skinny, it would just look weird. It wouldn't look right. So yeah, that's my goal of where I want to hit it. And so I'm going to continue this fast until I hit that number. And yeah, and so so I'm going to start watching the scale. I'm gonna hit the scale about once every 2 weeks to track my progress. I'm going to take once a week pictures and do once a week video updates for it and stuff like that, so that I can track. And then once a month, I'm meeting with my doctor, and we're going to do blood work, do like just real quick physical and stuff like that to see about if anything is really hitting me, like hurting me or something like that, if I need to stop by any means whatsoever. But I'm very optimistic to this. I'm now day 5, I think, into it. Day 4, day 5. The hunger pain stuff is kind of past, and yeah, I'm getting fat adapted because I can feel it. It's a different kind of energy that you have, but I'm getting fat adapted, and I'm ready to kick at this thing and see what happens. Because, you know, at my age, I work nights, I don't really sleep. Cortisol is my enemy, and it's making me continue to store this fat around my abdomen, and so I want that gone. And I just want to push myself. Just really want to push myself and see what I'm capable of. So that's where I'm at. So once I get done with the fast, I'll be compiling the video of all my updates and stuff like that, and then I'll be posting it on there. And then I'll have a follow-up video about my experiences, the negatives, the positives, and everything else like that I felt that came out of it. And I'll share it with y'all. So, as always, if you support me, and I'll support you, and then we can support each other. And when you go out in the world, try to make this world a better place. Be nice to somebody. Be the reason today that somebody smiles, and just make yourself smile. Kindness is a disappearing commodity in our world, my friends. And it is the most free thing that you can do, is to be kind to somebody. And that, you know, we always hear that negativity spreads like a virus or a wildfire. But positivity can spread like ivy. And it's beautiful. And so if you're nice to somebody, even, you never know what they're going through. If you're just kind and you show somebody, just in that moment of them having a positive human interaction, that could change their whole day. And they could pass that on to somebody else, pass that on to somebody else, and pass that on to somebody else. And it makes everything a better place. So, be kind. Just be nice. Just be nice to somebody today. So, anyways, I'm going to jump off here. It's getting about time for me to go to work. So, I will talk to you later. God bless.